Hello, surprise. I said that I would come back and see you, and here I am. So, what did I want to touch base on today? I learned recently the 4 titles to it, and ultimately it just made perfect sense because I've trained these different nuances, but being able to define it makes it even easier to teach you. So, there are 4 different categories of customers. There are free, there are cheap, there are fee, and then there are premium. And if you sell a product or a service, you deal with customers, and every client you get in front of is going to fall into one of those 4 categories. I'm going to give them to you again, though we'll talk about them again on Monday. Free, cheap, fee, and premium. Now, my time and energy is not going to be spent trying to teach you how to deal with free customers. If anything, I will happily teach you how to kindly disregard them in a kind way and let them find somewhere else. Because think about it. Free means that the customer, the client's not paying. But nothing's free, right? It costs you, your time, your money, your authority. So therefore, somebody's paying for it, but it's not the person you're giving it to. And one of my favorite analogies to teach salespeople over the years, when they would come to me and want to give something away, let's say a service of some sort, I'd say, you know what you get from giving that free service? They're like, what? Future free services. If they don't pay you for the value of what you bring and your authority, they will never intend to pay you ever. And if they do, they move into the cheap category. The cheap category means that they'll give you a price for it, but whatever you're asking for it, they don't think it's worth it. It becomes this whole sort of tug and pull, this conflict, if you will. And ultimately, it's because they're cheap. Now, cheap customers and clients have a place to go. They are, in my opinion, the biggest prey to the law of business order. If you don't know what the law of business order is, search the Facebook group that you're in, and I posted a quote by John Ruskin that really breaks it down. But for the most part, that is where cheap customers live. Now, the next is fee. And fee means they'll pay a price, but with the examples I'll give you on Monday, they have a limit as to how much they value service. And if you are anything like me and you've been in your industry and you're an authority in what you do, you probably should run more money. You should run more money than somebody who's just started in your market or your industry or with your product. What you know and what you can bring to the table is worth more money than what somebody just starting out is. But fee people have a limit. And then there's premium. And premium is where I am going to serve you all over the next 5 days starting Monday. Premium people understand that the human interaction, that ability to have someone with authority, expertise, and service helping them comes at a value. And if you're paying the cheapest price, you're not getting the best service. I clearly fall into this category, and it's how I've led and it's how I've sold. And it's why I've been able to make incredibly big sales of things smaller than a quarter. Because I truly love my clients. I know my level of authority. And I know that it's worth more than somebody down the street. So the 4th category is where I'm going to teach you. I'll teach you a little bit on fee. We'll talk about it. I'll give some examples on Monday. But once you start thinking about that, if you look at your customer base, do your customers primarily fall into constantly wanting it to be free, constantly being cheap, constantly diminishing the total value of your authority and your service? Or are they willing to pay you what you say the price is for it because you know with conviction what it's worth? I'm going to challenge you on Monday to talk about that piece in between, the total value between your product or service and your price. It's a big part of what we'll do on Monday. But I want you to start thinking about that now. Take an opportunity to comment below. If you're watching this in the replay, that's totally okay. We're keeping an eye out. As Tiara told you, we reward people who take action. So when you think about the clients or customers that seem to gravitate toward your business or your service, which category are they falling into? And it's probably a mix, right? I can remember having a mix between premium and fee, and even some cheap. I've all but pretty much always dismissed the free because, again, nothing is free. And my time and my resource is not typically free. But I'm doing a free challenge, right? Because I want to help make sure you all don't fall victim to that. Don't do it. So this is my way of helping you all elevate your skill, understand the level of service and how to get to where it is that you can move beyond free and cheap and into no less than fee and on into premium. So hello, Tyler. Hello, Ravi, Todd, Tim, Stacy. I see you all are watching now. So if you caught it, remember I talked about the 4 categories. What kind of clients or customers are you primarily attracting? I'll give you another example. Even as a coach, I won't coach for less than a certain amount of money. But the coaching industry in general, because there are so many people who believe they can coach but didn't get an education for it, didn't do in my opinion, the professional responsibility to make sure they were prepared to coach people, because you can get coaching for such little money an hour, it keeps people from wanting to reach out to me. And guess what? I'm okay with that. That's not my client. My client understands the value and service that I bring. And if they don't, I wish them the best. And I work with the ones that do. So I hope that you found this helpful. Again, we're going to talk. Hi, Stacy. We're going to talk more about this on Monday. Stacy, you've had a teaser because Stacy's from the first challenge that we did and part of our VIP program. So happy to see you. So what are you primarily attracting? Be honest. It's okay. Free, cheap, fee, or premium. And then if there's something that continually comes up for you in regards to the challenge to move them to the next category or to attract that category, drop it in the notes, drop it in the comments. You know, I have the opportunity, I will read over them, and it might be something I can speak into directly on Monday. Guys, I will probably still see you over the weekend. Who knows? I just wanted to pop in, give you this heads up. I'll share some more examples with you on Monday. But make no mistake, I am going to teach and train you about attracting and closing the sale with the premium clients. Maybe some fee. I'm not even much of a fan of that anymore. But we got to stay away from free, and we certainly got to stay away from cheap, unless you just love to give your time away and be drained at the end of it and not have been paid what you should have been paid. Take care, everyone. Look forward to reading your comments. Comment already. Come on. All right.